And oh my gosh, this story just like hurt me. It got me in my feels. Hey there, it's Kristen, and today we are going to be ranking the new Welcome to the Blumhouse films. This is the second annual Welcome to the Blumhouse, group of films that Amazon Prime has done. They did 4 last year that were really fun, and then now this year they have 4 more films that they have coming out in October just to get us into the spooky season. So the films that we're going to be talking about today are Bingo Hell, Black as Night, Madres, and The Manor. And what I think is really cool about this set of 4 films is that they tackle institutional horrors and personal phobias while also centering our stories around people that I feel like we don't always necessarily get to see leading horror films like this. Black women, Latino women, older women in general. Consider subscribing if you like my videos and drop it in the comments and let me know, have you checked out these Welcome to the Blumhouse movies and what did you think? So I'm going to start off with my least favorite of the films, which was Bingo Hell. This is about an elderly group of friends in a very close-knit community. They love playing bingo, and their bingo hall ends up becoming gentrified, and it turns out that it was sold to a force more powerful than money. It's sort of like this evil goop monster who basically like appeals to these older people through the potential huge wins at bingo. And when these people win, they end up getting this big suitcase full of money that ends up turning into this green goop and kind of like takes over, and I guess essentially feeds this demon. I think when it came to Bingo Hell, it was supposed to be a bit more of like a horror comedy. There's a lot of green goop everywhere, and I just found myself having a hard time connecting with this story. I just felt like the overall message got a little bit muddled by the over-the-top story and the over-the-top special effects, that it just didn't connect for me. Next up, I want to talk about Black as Night. This was probably my most anticipated movie in this new iteration of Welcome to the Blumhouse, and it's about a teenage girl with low self-esteem who finds confidence hunting vampires in New Orleans. And I think there was a lot of things that went on here, some that worked for me, some that didn't. I really liked our lead actress. We're definitely trying to make a statement with the vampires preying on drug addicted people and homeless people and trying to build an army that way. And I think that they were really trying to tackle important themes like colorism. I think it kind of didn't fully hit the mark, but I understand where they were trying to go with that. I do think that they were trying to bring some fun energy, especially at the end when you kind of get that little bit of a twist. But overall, I feel like this could have been just a little bit more fun. The story and the script were not as strong as I was hoping. I think especially with the character of Pedro, some of the lines that he was saying when he'd be like, "Hey, mommy," like it seemed like he wasn't comfortable saying some of the lines that he was saying and was trying to make it work anyway. My next one, I'm going to go with The Manor. This is about an elderly woman who suffers a stroke, and then she decides she wants to move into a nursing home just to like get some help there. She starts to see things and hear things, and she thinks that there's a supernatural force preying on the residents of this nursing home, and everyone's trying to convince her that she's losing her mind. You really feel that struggle of like this older woman, no one is listening to her. She's trying to convince everyone around her that she doesn't need to be in this assisted living center anymore. She's the one that put herself there, and now all of a sudden she's like not reputable. No one believes her, and that seemed like really frustrating. And then there's this fun twist at the end where she and her grandson actually like kind of embrace the evils that are going on in this nursing home and become part of it. And I thought that that was a really fun story. I think that's what I was missing a little bit from some of these other films, was just like that fun twist at the end where you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna embrace the evil here. And then I would say my favorite of the Blumhouse films would be Madres, which is about a Mexican-American couple who are having a baby, and they move to this farming community in California, and the wife starts developing these like weird symptoms and having these weird visions, and they're trying to figure out like, is this part of like a curse? Is this something else? I also really enjoyed following the lead woman of this story because I felt like I really connected to her journey, where she is this woman who is more of an Americanized Mexican-American woman, and she's married to this man who speaks Spanish, is, welcomed in this community, and she feels a little bit on the outside because she doesn't speak Spanish and she doesn't have that like upbringing. I just thought that that was so interesting, and I really connected with that. And oh my gosh, this story just like hurt me. It got me in my feels because this is based off of real events, which is that in hospitals, doctors and nurses were illegally convincing marginalized women to to sign papers that they couldn't understand, couldn't read because maybe they didn't speak English well, and they were basically signing off to become sterilized because they wanted to move forward with like the racist notion of eugenics and having like the white population be stronger. And this like actually happened, and there are cases where like, these women have now tried to fight back because they were illegally sterilized against their will and didn't realize, and they haven't gotten the justice that they need. And I just found this story to be so heartbreaking. So when it comes down to it, I had a lot of fun watching these Welcome to the Blumhouse films. I really liked that they kind of gave the power to marginalized people and allowed them to lead these projects and kind of share their truth and come out on top, while also kind of giving us some of those little like twists and turns. There's also these incredible immersive experiences that Blumhouse does around Welcome to the Blumhouse each year. It's like this live virtual experience that celebrates all four of the films and kind of like interweaves the stories together to make an original news story, and it was so fun. And they're doing another version of that for wider viewers on October 14th. So if you want to like watch these movies and then kind of go into your own live virtual like immersive experience and participate in it, you can go to welcome to the blumhouse.live and you can sign up. It's really, really cool. I just think they do such a great job. If you sign up, let me know. I'm definitely going to be there. And I just think it's so fun. It lets you sort of join the story, if you will. So I highly recommend. If you like this one, you can check out more of my movie reviews right over here, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.